They say I might as well face the truth, but I'm just too long in the tooth. So I'm an OAP and we mean, but I'm not yet quite gone to sea. I may be over the hill now that I have retired, fading away, but I'm not yet expired. Whacked out, run down, too old to say, 1 foot in the grave.
Oh, Daddy boy, the pipes are calling.
You must be in a good mood.
Sunday morning, what is it to be miserable about? And down the mountain. Sunday morning, the first day of a new week. I go to a nice little putter about in the garden where the insanities of life can't possibly upset me. Even though Woman's Own is giving away a free gift pack of human organs with every issue this week, I'm not going to let it put my blood pressure up because life is too short. Are you going to help me clear up the shed later?
As soon as I got the dinner on.
Gorgeous. The sort of day that actually makes you glad you're alive. Oh, God, I wish I was dead. Whose bloody bees are they?
How do I know whose bees they are? What are they supposed to have? Little collars with their names and addresses printed on.
There are millions of them. Where the hell do they come from?
I don't know. Why do you keep asking me?
Who else is there to ask in here? Hello, David Attenborough. I'm sorry to trouble you. Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
I know where they came from.
Where?
Mr. Parson, corner of Coker Street.
Who?
He was thinking of taking up beekeeping, I remember now.
Hasn't done a very good job of it, has he? Based on the principle that the idea of beekeeping is to get some bees and keep them, not unleash them in the general public like the 7 plagues of Egypt. Get out, the lot of you! Go on, get away! This is my bloody shed! You get the bloody hell out of here!
That seems to have done the trick, doesn't it? When you've quite finished acting like a baby in a paddy, you're only getting yourself hot under the collar.
Right. There's one getting in under the door there. Look, there he is. Stand back. You little bastard. Come here with you! You matey don't think you are.
Victor, it's a piece of dead moss.
Don't pick it up.
All right?
You look like a bee from a distance. What the hell's Mr. Parslow anyway?
He lives on the corner of Coker Street.
It isn't even as if we can get a message out to anybody.
Saying what?
Saying what? What the hell do you think you would say? Send more bees? That would be a start. We're in here for the rest of our lives.
No. Mrs. Althorpe stares out of her bedroom window every half hour on a Sunday. She'll see them and ring for help. We'll be out of here in no time.
3.5 hours. 3.5 hours.
If you're going to lie there saying 3.5 hours all night, I'm sleeping in the spare room.
3.5 hours of absolute death.
We're lucky the fire brigade arrived when they did. We could still be stuck there. Just be thankful it's all over.
What's that buzzing noise? Look!
Will you go to sleep?
How can I go to sleep? Every time I nod off, I have this hideous dream that I'm imprisoned in a lunatic asylum with Arthur Askey singing outside the window.
What time is your eye clinic appointment tomorrow?
9 o'clock.
Well, try and get some rest, or you'll be irritable all day long.
I'm always irritable all day long.
I know you are.
There were 3 Twix wrappers in the honeysuckle today. 3! Where do they all come from? The planet Twix? The star system flat lager can? 2,000 light ales from Earth?
Every night I have to listen to this.
And we're not stung to death while we're asleep. We're waking up covered in ash from that local cornfield. That bathroom windowsill was covered in it this morning, covered in it. I want to burn something. I should burn the bloody Twix wrappers.
For God's sake, Victor!
I sometimes think I should have lived in medieval times. People were much more considerate then.
Yes. And then you'd have spent all day wiping bits of Joan of Arc off the bathroom windowsill. Goodness sake, will you give over and stop moan, 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 moan?
You know, Margaret, you want to try and relax a bit more. You're getting very irritable these days.
Your Uncle Brian was stung by a bee once when we were on holiday in Bude. Took it for an ink rubber. Terrible he was without glasses. Do you see much of him these days?
When I can. Of course, he hasn't really come to terms with his wife dying yet, that's the trouble. Riding round on his own on the back of that tandem. Can't quite seem to adjust himself.
It is difficult, isn't it?
How do you reckon they got loose in the first place, then?
Well, that's just it, we don't know. The man who owns them, Mr. Parslow, hasn't been seen for the last 24 hours. Which is just as well, as Victor is planning to disembowel him with a potato dipper. I don't know what it is, Iris, since he stopped working. He's got so much more time to fiddle about in. It's as if he's soaking up every hideous disaster and piece of misery in the world like a giant sponge.
So have you asked him yet about,
Well, I was hoping to wait till he was in a good mood.
We could all die first.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to trouble you again. There's been a bit of a mix-up. My wife brought me here at 9 o'clock and to see the eye specialist, and we went away about an hour ago, didn't we? And then we did a bit of shopping and went home. And now, you know, I think he's given me the wrong glasses.
Oh, what makes you think that?
Well, this isn't my wife, you see.
I'm not his wife, you see. I think I've got the wrong glasses as well.
Oh dear, that is a bit of a mix-up, isn't it? If you'd just like to take a seat over there, we'll try and sort it out for you.
Nurse, have I got to wait here much longer? Stuck here with the Mr. Magoo Appreciation Society. I've been sat in this chair now since 8:30.
Yes, well, there's a lot of other patients besides you, Mr. Meldrew. The doctor's doing his best. Come have a look, please, Mr. Jellyneck. No, a little bit longer, I think. Keep your eyes shut nice and tightly, that's it. And you, Mr. Gillespie, then the drops can take effect more quickly.
So what's your trouble, then?
I think it might be a blocked blood vessel.
I wasn't talking to you. Cataract, is it, or what?
Well, they're not really sure yet. Well, not until I've done the tests.
How's old Jack keeping these days? Did he get over that kidney infection?
Oh, yes, yes.
He had to have one of those tubes put inside him, didn't he?
Oh, that's right.
One of those tubes that go right in...
Yes. I think I got the picture, thank you.
Well, he's all right, but his Susan's had to go into hospital. She's got, you know, a woman's problem.
Why? My brother suffers with that. Kidney trouble always has done. They reckon he's got to have a tube put in now, you know.
Oh, God. How big are those tubes?
Oh, quite big. Oh, about this long, some of them.
Get away.
And they just push them right in, you know. They say it's like sliding a straw into a bottle of Coca-Cola.
God above.
Were you there that day his carbuncle broke in Queensway's bedding centre?
Right, that's it. That's enough for me, I'm afraid. Carbuncles, kidneys, tubes, his inside must look like a map of the Metropolitan line.
Mr. Meldrew, we've just got to pop some drops in first to open up your pupils. And here's your spectacles, sir. I'm sorry about that. It's Mr. Parslow, 17 Coker Street.
Thank you.
Excuse me, I just forgot something. Thank you very much.
I like that, Auntie Margaret, but I really do need to know one way or the other by tonight.
I'll ring you later, I promise. Bye, love, bye.
Oh, good morning. I'm very sorry to disturb you. I'm from BBC Look East, regional news programme. I'm sure you know there's quite an important by-election being held in this constituency on Thursday, and we're just doing a short film report on the candidates as they go around canvassing from door to door.
Oh, yes.
Well, it looks as though they've forgotten about the three of us, then. Typical. God, this stuff stings, doesn't it? Now, how much longer have I got to sit here like King Canute? I said, excuse me.
Yeah?
Can I go in there now, please?
Yes, I expect so.
Oh, thank you very much. And I can't open my eyes, can I?
Yeah?
Oh, terrific. Here,
What?
this chair. Shall I sit in it?
Yeah. Can you see that red mark on the wall there?
Hang on a minute. Yes, I can, yes.
I wonder what the hell it is. Won't come off with Ajax. Okay then, Mr. Davidson, we're going again. All right, Mrs. Meldrew. And cue.
Good morning. How are you? My name is Vincent Davidson, and I'm the candidate for the Monster Raving Loony Party in this week's by-election.
Oh, yes.
As you may know, we're not entirely a frivolous organisation anymore. We do have a number of very clearly set out policies, and I would ask you to consider the merits of a protest vote these days.
Yes. Well, I don't think...
Well, can I just leave you a copy of our manifesto?
All right. But I
It's been
don't
nice
think...
talking to you anyway.
Yes, and you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Terrific. That's all we need. Thank you very much indeed, Mrs. Meldrew. Got it. That's lovely. Thanks.
That's okay.
That was fine. Thanks for your help. Lots of luck then. Bye.
Actually, I was wondering if I could ask a quick favour.
Yes?
It's a bit embarrassing, really. I wonder if I might use your loo.
Oh, of course, it's up the stairs.
Thank you. One or two too many cups of tea this morning, I'm afraid.
The first on the right.
Unbelievable, this country's medical system. Unless it's me that's going mad. That would certainly explain it all. Yes, it's me. I'm completely gaga. And listen, mate, it's not you. You are the only sane one left, so don't you start cracking up, for God's sake.
Yes, thank you. By the way, do you know there's a rather strange man in your house?
Strange man. Victor? Yes? Oh, Iris. No, I haven't asked him yet. Well, it's not exactly the best moment in the world. No.
Was it my imagination, or have they just started building the world's biggest subatomic particle accelerator to explain the very origins of the universe as we know it?
What?
Strange, then, that they can't produce a toilet roll where the perforations are in the same place on either side of the paper. Look at this! Abomination of modern technology. You try and carry it here, and you're left with the other half hanging about there. Look at that, you see? Every time you do it, every time you tear it. Well, I've had enough of it, I can tell you.
You're not going to start running that through my sewing machine again at this time of year.
How else am I supposed... I don't believe these bloody rugs. How the hell do they keep moving across the floor? What do? Oil the carpet? Every time I come into this room, I have to move this mat back 6 inches.
Well, don't then.
If I didn't, it would be halfway to Abergavenny. traffic of any by now. Oof.
Tummy trouble again?
Inside, turning over, all told.
Butterflies in the stomach, I expect?
Butterflies in the stomach, bees in the potting shed, loonies in the lavatory. What bounteous joys the rest of the week has in store? Bubonic plague? Nest of scorpions in the Hoover bag? Late night shopping at Budgeon's?
Young Iris called round this morning.
Hope she didn't bring those two brats with her.
Not this time.
No, I gathered that. The house is still standing.
She has to go to Dorset tomorrow to visit her Uncle Ted in hospital.
That's all the poor bloke needs. A visit from Iris and the children of the damned. I'd be cheered up by the Luftwaffe.
Well, ordinarily, she'd leave them in the local day nursery like she has in the past. But since that's been closed down...
What did you say to her?
But it's just for one day, Victor, that's all. And she's promised that they'll be on their very best behaviour. Take it to the back cave and Bertie said it. She's sitting fast now. Elliot, I told you. And didn't take that off your Uncle Victor's neck. You know his face shouldn't be that colour.
You sure you got time to drop me off now?
Don't be silly. The station's on the way to the shop, and we've got bags of time.
That guy at 60 years old, that's a fight of my collection! So,
Dylan, I won't come back for you, no? I'll leave you to stay here forever.
you bloody won't.
Oh, stop doing that. I blame all these variety shows on the television. They're a real corrupting influence. They should put them on late at night after they've gone to bed. He's very good with them, isn't he? I don't know, a knack somehow. It's a real comfort knowing you can leave them in safe hands for the day.
Well, especially these days.
Well, you have to be so careful these days, that's trouble.
Where are you?
You'll be all right then, Victor. We're off now.
Cut out then, Uncle. See you all this evening. And you two behave yourselves.
Victor?
Oh, you're back early.
They had to close the road due to a jackknife Nivea tanker, so we shut at 4. Where are they?
What?
I didn't expect the house to be so quiet. In the garden, are they? Dylan? Elliot? I can't see them out here, Victor. Elliot? Dylan? Where are you hiding? Perhaps they're in the garage.
Yes, perhaps they,
Boys, are you in there?
Come out of there, you little tearaways. And you leave them alone for a second, and what would you do with them? It was only a game, Margaret, for goodness sake. You know what stickless children are for realism these days? They only call me a killjoy when I don't join in, and then...
Oh, don't come that pathetic act with me, Victor. I'm not in the mood. Talk about being married to W.C. Fields. I'm just speechless, that's all. Speechless. How you could just sit there and... What is it, Victor?
I think you'd better call an ambulance. Is it irritable bowel syndrome?
Sorry?
What did that doctor say to examine me? Didn't look too well himself.
Well, he has been manning the fort for 36 hours single-handed. I expect he's exhausted.
It doesn't exactly help your confidence, though, does it? When someone nods off while they're listening to your heartbeat. Am I to stay over or what?
Did they tell you?
Didn't tell me anything. All I was wait here, Mr. Meldrew. That's all you ever do in hospitals, isn't it? Wait. Wait. Worry? Just leave you lying around like a piece of haddock on a fish counter. What are you doing?
We've got to remove your appendix, Mr. Meldrew.
Aren't you going to put me to sleep first?
Just here to shave you. They do the other bits in the operating theatre. Now just lie back and relax. Just like being at the hairdresser's, isn't it?
Well, now you come to mention it. No. You know what sort of hairdresser you go to?
Yes. We've certainly come a long way in the last 100 years when you think of it.
Yes.
Men on the moon, eh?
Yes.
I was up there myself last week.
Yes. What?
Shocking, you know. Property prices up there now. Shocking. I'll tell you what. 3-bedroom semi-detached I bought 4 years ago. 30,000 lunar dollars. 30,000. Well, you can't buy a crater for that up there now. It's something to do with the cost of the special heavy bricks. Because of the gravity, you know. I don't understand it myself, to be honest with you. But...
Mr. Meldrew?
Yes?
Don't make any sudden moves. And you'll be fine.
No sudden moves.
Now then, Mr. Brocklebank, if you'd just like to put down that razor for us.
Almost finished with them.
Yes, you certainly have. And you've done a splendid job, Mr. Brocklebank. One of your best ever. But I think it's time you were getting along home now, don't you? Nurse, can we get that organized for him, please? Back with you in just a few minutes, Mr. Meldrew.
I couldn't find the coffee machine. They seem to have moved it. The doctor says it's what he reckoned. There's nothing wrong, it's just stress. They're going to get an ambulance to take us home in a minute. That was a close shave, wasn't it? Another 5 minutes, they reckon, Victor, and then we'll be off. How is it now? Still jippy?
Jippy? I've had a gutful this week, Margaret, a gutful. This soup tastes like the stuff you spray on plants to make the leaves shine.
Good evening to you. Will you be getting along to vote on Thursday at all? I hope so. Are you going to vote for me? Jolly good. That's what I like to hear. You're a sensible lady. You know that the National Health Service is safe in our hands. Nice to talk to you. Good evening to you, sir. Gerald Linklater. Can I ask, are you planning to vote on Thursday?
I shall, yes.
Goody good.
I shall be voting for the monster-raiding loony party. I find their political platform the most sensible of all the major parties.
Well, it's a shame, sir, that you should waste your vote like that on the, if I may say, crackpot element in this campaign.
Yes, you're quite right. They should all be locked up, shouldn't they? Put away in homes to have their heads examined. Fortunately, there's plenty of room, because all those that really need help are chucked out into the street to live in tea chests. Call it a health service? Do you know how long I had to wait yesterday for a simple eye test?
Thank you very much.
Thanks to you closing all the nurseries every 5 minutes, I was brutally beaten up in my own living room this morning by 2 5-year-olds. Doctors say I may never play the comb and paper again.
Well, it's been an absolute joy
And
chatting
you
to you,
asked me
sir.
if I'm going to vote for you? I'd sooner stick my head in a pan of boiling chip bat. Seems my taxis arrived, so I'll bid you good day. To the dark side of the moon, my good man, and quickly too.
perhaps you should just have an early night tonight. You'll feel better in the morning.
Yes, I expect I will. Good night, then. Oh, if you should hear any sudden screams, it's just me smacking on some aftershave.
They say I might as well face the truth, but I am just too long in the tooth. I started to deteriorate, and now I've passed my own sell-by date. Oh, I am no spring chicken, it's true. I have to put my teeth into chew, and my old knees have started to knock. I've just got too many miles on the clock, so I'm a wrinkly, crinkly, set in my way.